Welcome to the second short track race of the UCI Mercedes-Benz Mountain Bike World Cup, and welcome to Albstadt. After that Brazilian carnival, it's quite nice to go back to normality, and with it, a couple of familiar faces are returning. A little bit more on that later, but for now, the talk in the pits very much is hardtail versus full suspension, and I don't think anyone's quite found that magic ingredient to tackle this short, fast circuit. But time will tell. Having missed the first cross-country Olympic race of the season due to illness, Jolanda Neff, Evie Richards and Pauline Ferrand Prevot all returned. The French rider on top of the first overall UCI World Cup short track standings after her victory in Brazil. The elite women's field, also bolstered this year by the number 1 and 2 under-23 riders from last season, Austria's Mona Mitterwallner and Denmark's Caroline Boher.
And we're about to get things underway, then here we go. Albstadt is underway. Round 2 of this year's Short Track World Cup race.
The start of the race was a cagey affair as American Haley Batten raced into an early lead, which was short-lived as Alessandra Keller powered her way to the front of the pack. Specialised Factory Racing, Sina Fry and Lara Stiger were involved in a big crash in the tech feed zone that also impacted Loana Lecomte. The pair continued on, but it forced the Frenchwoman to retire early from the race. 2016 Olympic champion Jenny Rissveds returned to the World Cup and had other ideas as she pushed Keller for the lead, the two switching places several times during the early stages of the race. In lap 5, Rebecca McConnell, fresh from her maiden World Cup win in round 1, confirmed her credentials by storming into the lead from the back of the chasing pack, closely followed by the determined Ferrand Prevot. The two started to break away from the chasing group.
Pauline Ferrand Prevot won the short track here last year. She winds it up. Rebecca McConnell still goes though. Pauline Ferrand trying to go with her. It's all out towards the finish line. Oh, who's it going to be? It's Rebecca McConnell, her first short track World Cup win. Incredible.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt really good again today. The whole time it was like a bit frustrating. The bunch was so big and I was like, kept getting stuck, but I had legs and when I made that move, I didn't really actually know that it stuck, and I probably should have pushed on with it, but shouldn't leave it to a sprint, but here we are.
McConnell was all smiles as she added a first XCC World Cup win to her maiden cross-country Olympic win in Brazil. Sweden's Jenny Rissveds opened her season with a third, and Pauline Ferrand Prevot took second.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to keep this jersey, and yeah. It's also cool to be able to wear it next week.
Ferrand Prevot remains in the leader's jersey and on top of the short track standings. Alessandra Keller's 4th place means she moves into 3rd in the overall, just behind the winners of the first 2 races. As the men's field lined up, Alan Hatherley was keen to continue his good form, sporting the newly created short track leader's jersey following his win in the opening round. Henrique Avancini and Nino Schurter also full of focus following their emotional scenes in Brazil. We were looking at one of the most competitive fields in recent years as the Mercedes-Benz UCI Cross Country World Cup returned to Europe.
We are go, go, go in Germany.
It was Denmark's Sebastian Finny Carstensen who took the whole shot, with KMC Orbea teammate Pierre de Froidmont on his wheel. Great Britain's Tom Pidcock, returning from the road, quickly navigated a route from his 4th row start, gaining 22 places throughout the opening lap, settling into 8th. But on a new Canyon bike, Luca Schwarzbauer was putting on a show for his home crowd. The speed was ferocious and Avancini pounced, attacking and thinning the field, the Brazilian looking in control as he led proceedings throughout lap 4. Tactics were key to this short, fast encounter, and as the leading group were jostling for position up front, Samuel Gaze was quietly picking off his opposition as he made his way up the field. Speaking of tactics, Nino knew this game all too well, testing the legs of the riders around him as they approached the final lap. But to the delight of Rob Warner, once again it was the German national who was catching the eye.
Oh, Schwarzbauer again! And Gaze looking like he's trying to go with him. Gaze goes round this turn in 2nd place now.
Had he gone too big too soon? As Schwarzbauer punched up the final climb, it was Sam Gaze, having only returned to his bike the week prior following knee surgery, who not only matched his power, but exceeded it.
Gaze is going to go all out here. Schwarzbauer fighter go with him.
Nino, with all of his experience, took the inside line on the whoops to go second behind Gaze into the final corner.
And now he's going to go, and surely no one can go with a big man from New Zealand. Here comes Sam Gaze then, sprinting the waterline. It's going to be Sam Gaze. Gaze is back to his best. Incredible.
And with Schurter's focus on Gaze, he missed the fast Frenchman over his shoulder, Jordan Sarrou pipping him to second at the very last moment.
It's taken a long time to get back here, and I've learned a lot about myself, and I'm not the same guy I was going out in 2018. I'd like to think that it's the years of crawling back through the trenches that I was able to persevere through this one, you know, like the setback now. It's not over yet and we haven't got to the top. There's still a lot of work to be done.
So, Gaze wins his first short track since Mont Saint Anne in 2018, and it was an emotional return to the podium. Elsewhere, a fourth place finish for Luca Schwarzbauer's efforts. BMC teammates Tito Carod and Filippo Colombo finished in 6th and 7th, respectively, with Tom Pidcock in 8th following his return to the mountain bike scene for the first time since the Olympic Games. In the overall standings, Alan Hatherley retains the leader's jersey, but Nino Schurter is closing the gap. Sam Gaze wins a career 3rd XCC, elevating him to 3rd in the all-time short track wins list.
So that's the second short track of the season done and dusted, and a massive congratulations to Beck McConnell, who backs up her first ever Olympic distance win with her first ever short track win as well. Pauline Ferrand Prevot keeps the leader's jersey, and Jenny Rissveds announces herself in style with a 3rd place finish in her first race of the season. But of course, the big story is Samuel Gaze in the men's field. We haven't seen him win a short track race since 2018. There's been knee surgeries, there's been ups and downs and injuries, but he's finally back on the top step. And in his own words, he didn't think it would be possible. But the rest of us here in Albstadt beg to differ. What an incredible performance. Now, if you want to see more incredible bike racing, then make sure you join us on Sunday, 11 a.m. CET for the women's race. It'll be me, Bart Bretchens and Rob Warner, and we'll see you there.